There are other special qualities in things that don't come from basic elements. For example, some things can remove poison, get rid of harmful gases, or attract iron. These qualities come from the specific nature and form of each thing. Even if these qualities are small in amount, they can be very powerful, unlike basic qualities that need a lot of material to work. These special qualities are called occult qualities because their causes are hidden, and we can't easily understand them. Philosophers have learned about many of these qualities through long experience, rather than just thinking about them. For example, when we eat, food is digested not just by heat, but by a hidden quality we don't fully understand. In addition to the basic qualities we know, there are other natural qualities in things that amaze us because we rarely see them. One example is the phoenix, a mythical bird that is said to renew itself. It is unique and is celebrated in stories, like when Aegyptus comes to see this remarkable bird. A long time ago, Maitreus amazed the Greeks and Romans by claiming he raised a creature that ate itself. Many people are still curious about what this creature was. It's also surprising that fish can be found buried in the ground, as mentioned by Aristotle, Theophrastus, and the historian Polybius. Pliny reports that Theophrastus noted that near Heraclea and Cromna, as well as by the Lycus River, and in many places around the Black Sea, there is a type of fish that lives in holes it digs in the riverbanks. These fish can survive even when the water is gone, so they need to be dug out of the ground, and they can still move to show they are alive. What about the things Pausanias wrote about the singing stones? Near a certain fireplace, there is a stone where they say Apollo placed his harp. If you hit this stone with a small rock, it makes a sound like a harp string. I found this amazing, but I was even more amazed by the giant statue in Egypt. In Thebes, where you cross the Nile, I saw a statue of a seated figure called Memnon. Cambyses cut it in half. The top part is gone, but the bottom half still makes a sound every day at sunrise. The sound is similar to a broken harp string. All these wonders are examples of hidden qualities in nature. For instance, the ostrich can digest hard iron and even withstand red-hot iron in its stomach. There's a small fish called Echinus that can calm strong winds and stop ships from moving just by touching them. Pliny mentions this fish lives among the rocks and can attach itself to a ship, preventing it from moving, which is how it got its name. People also believe it has bad qualities, like being used in love spells and slowing down legal matters, but it does have one good quality. It can help pregnant women by stopping bleeding. Salamanders and crickets are said to live in fire and can survive even if they seem to burn. There's a type of bitumen that was used to coat the weapons of the Amazons, making them resistant to fire and swords. Alexander the Great reportedly used this substance to coat the gates of Caspia, and it was also used to build Noah's Ark, which lasted for thousands of years in Armenia. Regarding the Amazons, they were a tribe of warrior women in Africa who cut off their right breasts to improve their archery skills. The Greeks said their name meant without a breast. They didn't allow men in their society. If a boy was born, he was either killed or sent to live with his father. Herodotus shared a detailed story about the Amazons, who were moved by the Greeks to Scythia. Homer mentioned the Amazons in the Iliad, describing them as equals to men in battle. Virgil also wrote about them in the Aeneid, depicting Penthesilea, the queen of the Amazons, leading her warriors into battle, armed and courageous. Lastly, about the gates of Caspia. These gates were located at a narrow pass between Western and Eastern Asia, allowing passage from Media into Parthia and Hyrcania through the Caspian Mountains. The area was so narrow that only one wagon could pass at a time, and there were stone walls on either side. The Persians built iron gates there, which may have been bronze with iron bolts. Another famous pass, also called Caspiae Porti, was located on the western side of the Caspian Sea. It also had iron gates and was fortified. There are many amazing things that seem hard to believe, but are known through experience. For example, ancient stories mention satyrs, which were creatures that looked half human and half animal. They could talk and think. One story tells of a satyr that spoke to St. Anthony the Hermit, criticizing people for worshiping such creatures and asking him to pray to the true God. This tale is about St. Anthony meeting a satyr while searching for Paul the Hermit, and the satyr wanted to learn about the Savior of the world. St. Jerome also wrote that a satyr was shown to people while alive and later sent to Emperor Constantine. In Greek mythology, satyrs are woodland spirits that are half man and half beast. They are described as hairy, strong, with flat noses, pointed ears, and small horns on their foreheads, and they had tails like goats or horses. While Homer didn't mention them, Hesiod called them worthless satyrs unfit for work. They were known for being playful and loved chasing woodland nymphs, drinking wine, dancing, and making music. The Romans connected satyrs to their own mythological creatures called fauni, and under Roman influence, satyrs were depicted with bigger horns and goat-like feet. In the King James Bible, the references to satyrs in Isaiah 13:21 and 34:14 translate to hairy ones from Hebrew, likely referring to a type of Arabic demon.